Welcome back to another Nano video. Today is a very exciting day because NVIDIA announced their Ampere lineup of RTX 30 series graphics cards. Announced were the RTX 3090, the RTX 3080, and the RTX 3070, all of which feature a new redesigned streaming multiprocessor, second generation RT cores, and third generation Tensor cores, with all cards being built on Samsung's 8nm process. We don't have a white paper yet, but NVIDIA boasts that the new Ampere SM has 2 times the FP32 throughput, with this figure also applying to the RT cores and the Tensor cores. NVIDIA also announced that a couple of new games would receive RTX features such as ray tracing and DLSS. These include Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Fortnite, so 2 very popular online multiplayer games for PC gamers are finally going to feature DLSS and RT. In addition, NVIDIA also announced a new app called NVIDIA Broadcast, which allows for some new features for streamers, such as background removal for webcams without a green screen. They also brought RTX Voice, basically the full version, it's no longer a beta. And they also created a new feature called autofocus, where essentially it zooms in your webcam and it gets your face and recognizes it, and then it allows your face to be basically followed on stream while it moves the camera around accordingly. Now, the first card that we're going to talk about is the RTX 3090, which features 10,496 CUDA cores, a boost clock of 1.7 GHz, 24 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 384-bit bus, and it comes priced at $1,499 United States dollars for the Founders Edition card. Now, the RTX 3090 is aimed to replace the previous Titan RTX card, and add-in board partners this time will be actually allowed to create some sort of model for the RTX 3090. So NVIDIA isn't the only cooler designer this time for the Titan replacement. Now, no prices were given for add-in board models, as they're probably likely to be priced lower or higher depending on the type of cooler. So I'd really wait for your AIB, your favorite one, say like Asus or MSI, to announce their pricing individually. Now, the card is set to release on the 24th of September 2020, so it's coming up really soon. It's about, 23 days from now? And we'll be sure to have a review for that. Next up is the RTX 3080, which features 8,704 CUDA cores, a boost clock of 1.71 GHz, 10 GB of GDDR6X memory on a 320-bit bus, and a price of $699 United States dollars for the Founders Edition card. Now, this is a direct replacement for the RTX 2080 Super. Again, just like the 3090, you can expect AIB models for this card, and it's actually the first card to release for the Ampere lineup, as it's scheduled to release on the 17th of September 2020. Lastly is the RTX 3070, which features 5,888 CUDA cores, a boost clock of 1.73 GHz, 8 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 256-bit bus, and a price of $499 United States dollars for the Founders Edition card. Now, this is a direct replacement again, but this time for the RTX 2070 Super, and of course there's also going to be AIB models for that. This card is set to release sometime in October 2020. They didn't give us a specific date, but they did say October. Now, as for performance, we gained a small amount of information off the NVIDIA website, but be wary as most of these charts include DLSS and ray tracing being turned on. So this is why when they bring up like a 10 series card, like the GTX 1080 or any other Pascal card, the results look really low in comparison. It's because of the ray tracing and the DLSS. In addition, we also don't know what kinds of settings they were using or what areas the games were benchmarked in. So I do put a very big warning that you should wait for third-party benchmarks before buying these cards. Previously in the past, for example, NVIDIA has said that, Turing was 50% faster than Pascal, and that really didn't turn out to be true in the end. Just based off like actual direct comparisons. When you added like HDR and DLSS and all these other things, of course it was 50% faster, but again, you're just going to have to wait for independent benchmarks to get sort of a better idea of where these cards perform in the stack. And we'll have reviews for these cards, so get subscribed so you can watch our coming review very, very soon. So I took the first chart, which didn't have any benchmark numbers originally, and we used the 20 FPS gap between each line on the scale, and then we scaled from that the actual performance of each card. So from this, I found these very, very approximate FPS numbers with DLSS and RTX on, and I found that the RTX 3080 was around 85% faster than the RTX 2080, and in Borderlands 3, the only game that apparently didn't feature RTX and DLSS, the 3080 was around 82% faster than the 2080, and it was around about 258% faster than the GTX 1080. Then I took this other chart of a comparison between the RTX 2070 Super, the RTX 2080 Super, the RTX 3070, and the RTX 3080 in a couple of games. And the RTX 2070 Super is actually regarded as 1x of the performance. So from there, I used the 2070 Super's bar, I found the amount of pixels, and then I used that to calculate the relative performance of the other cards. From this, the 3070 was around about 43% faster than the 2070 Super, and the 3080 was around about 93% faster than the 2070 Super. When I compared the 3080 versus the 2080 Super, the 3080 was around about 69% faster than the 2080 Super. Again, keep in mind that this is probably with DLSS on. It's not really specified in this chart, but it is definitely with ray tracing on in a couple of the games. As you can see labeled, it says RT on. All up, I would just say don't really take these numbers with too much weight. They're largely really trying to sell you the experience with DLSS and ray tracing on. It'll be very interesting to see when you turn those features off how much faster this is than, say, Pascal, and also how much faster it is than AMD's lineup of Navi graphics cards. But from this, we can at least take that with ray tracing on, Ampere is definitely a lot faster than the last generation Turing cards. And that's pretty exciting. I mean, it shows you that, they're really sold on pushing ray tracing and really getting DLSS to work. And I would say that based off what we've seen, the ray tracing performance is much better. And we're probably going to have the promise that Turing eventually made, but this time with Ampere. So in conclusion, we're very excited for Ampere. We're going to have our reviews out later this month. So get subscribed, hit that bell icon, and you can catch our review very, very soon. If you guys liked the video, give us a like and tell us in the comment section below, are you guys going to buy a RTX 30 series card? If so, which one? And what do you think of Ampere in general? We're really interested to hear your answers. So until then, we'll catch you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.